Good morning and welcome to Sports Shorts Daily. I'm Tommy Christ-San. Glad to be here. Glad to have you there. Wednesday edition. I'm live and in color at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood here in Baton Rouge on Jefferson Highway, where today, burger and fries for lunch for $6.99. Special guest joining us right now. Ronnie Rance will join in a couple of minutes, but we've got Louis Garcia. Louis Garcia, LSU College World Series champion in 1991. He's got his master's lid on. We saw him on the video from Ireland with Ronnie Rance a couple of months ago. Louis, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, TK. How are you today?
I'm doing good, man. There's so much news in the world of college baseball. 1 year ago tonight is when LSU ended up eliminating Florida and winning the College World Series championship. 1 year ago tonight. But then Monday night, we saw Tennessee win the national championship, their first in baseball at that school. Jim Schlossnagle, who after the game says, I took that A&M job, never to take another job. He is now the head coach at Texas, and he's getting blistered for that. He's not the first coach to ever answer a question that way. Nick Saban was with the Miami Dolphins, said, I'll never go to Alabama. And two days later, he was at Bama. But I got some inside info on this Schlossnagle thing, and it's part show me the money. It's part the AD at Texas was his AD at TCU for over 10 years. So they're good buddies. They're partners. They're like you and me, you and Ronnie, et cetera. But your reaction to Tennessee winning and then this whole Schlossnagle story.
So, I look back at LSU losing to North Carolina, and not getting to Omaha, right? And I say one pitch, one at bat, one better inning, and they could have been in the mix, right? And it's SEC baseball. It seemed like the SEC was showcased in the College World Series, and it was like the conference was there, in full force. So the Volunteers winning. Look, I privately, I don't root for the head coach of the Volunteers. I just don't. I don't know why, because maybe it's just a personality thing, but I'm happy that the SEC is a champion and it stays in our conference, and I love that. With Texas A&M's head coach, look, man, I got a couple buddies that are head coaches in Major League Baseball, and those jobs aren't guaranteed. They're just not. The fact that he took a better check and, took a job at Texas, it doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me is that he said, I'm offended by the question. I'm offended that you would ask me that. This is the job I want. This is the job I signed up for. And then the next day, it was like unbelievable.
He'd have been better off saying, look, I got no comment on that.
Right.
We just lost the game. We had a great season. Let's talk about that at another time. That would have been the correct answer.
By the way,
you agree?
It was an easier answer. Like, he put himself in a position to look the way he looked. And you're right. Nick Saban did it here to me as a Dolphin fan in Miami. And so I hate that response to a tough question right after you got beaten national championship game. And I get it. But, I mean, he came across the wrong way, maybe, and it's probably not going to be a good look for a little bit.
Well, and here's the other thing, okay? I got some inside information from some people that know a little bit more about Schlossnagle, and I got to meet him. He was at Tulane for 8 years down in New Orleans. Now, follow where I'm going. He was at Tulane in New Orleans. Then he went to Las Vegas and coached at UNLV. Then he went to TCU in Fort Worth, the Dallas Metroplex area. Now he's in College Station, which compared to those three cities is a little country farming town. Bale the hay, milk the cows. And I'm not downgrading them. It's just a different way of life. And somebody said that factored in. He never bought into the Aggie thing, that Aggie cult thing that they have, and they got a lot of money and great facilities and great programs across the board for men and women. And so, he's going to go to, it'd be like if, Ronnie Rance is with the Rougarou and I work for Ronnie. If all of a sudden he goes to another team and he wants me to come along because of our 30-year friendship, I'm going to say, yeah. And he's friends with Del Conte, the AD at Texas. That all plays a part of it.
I understand. I get it. I don't like the way it was handled I have a problem with it. I don't know him personally. I don't know what kind of guy he is. And I would have preferred he would have taken a different approach to answering that question after the College World Series. But again, these jobs, man, did they say how much he was going to get paid?
They didn't, but I'm being told, I haven't seen anything officially, but I'm being told that he's going to make twice as much money as he did. Now he owes Texas A&M $2.7 million for the buyout. Okay,
Right.
That's in his contract. Well, somebody in Longhorn country is going to pay that,
Somebody's
or
gonna pay.
whatever. So that's going to get covered up, and that's not the first time a buyout got covered up nationwide, not just in the SEC.
By the way, I kind of overheard somebody say to me that they were worried about Jay Johnson being thrown around in the mix there of coaching.
Yeah, well, his name came up. He was asked that question a couple of weeks ago, like maybe his end of season presser, and he just said, "Hey, look, I'm happy with what we're doing here." He gave the correct answer. Okay, and here's the other thing people need to know: they didn't call Jim Schlossnagle at midnight after the game Monday night and begin negotiating. This has been on the table for who knows how long, but it didn't start Monday night. I know that. I don't know if it was 1 week, 2 weeks, or he called him before the tournament started and said, "Hey, I'm thinking of getting rid of Dave Pierce, and if I do, is there an interest?" And that might not have been Del Conte calling Schlossnagle. They got ways to get to it. Like I could say, "Hey, Louis, Louis, you interested in maybe opening a restaurant in California? I got somebody that might fund the whole thing," and then you'd be like, "Hey, yeah, we can do that." So, I mean, there's a lot of layers to this thing. But, all right, Louis Garcia, remember the LSU team in 1991, College World Series champion. I have a beautiful picture of him jumping on the dog pile. I'll never get rid of that picture. Louis, your reaction, let's see, Louis jumped away for a minute. Remind you today, the lunch special at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood, $6.99 for the burger and fries. You can eat it here. You can get it to go. It's very popular each and every Wednesday. That's not just today, Wednesday. Each and every Wednesday, Tremonti's has that special hamburger and fries for $6.99. Brisket special tomorrow, and the wings yesterday. So we got all of that. So all right, Ronnie, we had Louis for a little while, and he's got the black screen going right now. But there he is. Well, so we've been talking to Ronnie about Schlossnagle and all that stuff. Ronnie, your reaction to the Schlossnagle move?
I'm very surprised, right? But what I have found out in the last 24 hours is that this deal was done weeks ago. That he was headed to Texas weeks ago. Part of the story is that obviously the athletic director at the University of Texas and was his boss at TCU, and they had a great relationship. They did good things together. Schlossnagle turned down jobs. When he was at TCU, he could have left and taken the Texas A&M job much earlier. But the person who hired Jim Schlossnagle at Texas A&M and offered him it was said that they were going to do $50 million worth of improvements is no longer the AD at Texas A&M. And the new AD came in and said, you know what, we're going to table those improvements at the baseball stadium. We're going to put it into some football things we need. And when he got the job, I heard he didn't even go see Schlossnagle for the first 2 months that he was on campus and visit with his baseball coach. So clearly he did not like the new AD, was disconnected to the new AD. And so it's understandable why he left to go to the University of Texas. And my understanding was that this deal was done weeks and weeks ago. He's taken the whole staff as well as my understanding. The other thing is, though, what I don't understand is then if that's the case, why after the national championship game do you go at a press conference and call out the media and chastise the media and say, I left my family to take this job, and when I took this job, this was a forever job, and all that. Like, why would you basically make everybody feel bad for reporting and asking you questions when 24 hours later you're the coach at the University of Texas? That's the problem I have.
And Ronnie, Louie and I talked about that. He could have said, look, I have no comment on that. We had a great season. Didn't end the night the way that we wanted. I'll talk to you all about that down the road. That would have been 100% better answer. But he chose not to do that, which when he did that, that told me he was going to Texas. Just the way he reacted, the old body language, the eyeball test, whatever you want to call it. So
it should have been hey guys, this is all about the players. I got 27 guys in that locker room that are devastated right now. We've had a great season. We're not going to talk about me and my job and future, at this time. It's not appropriate. Something like that. That's it. That's all he should have said. Instead, to
Ronnie,
make it.
I have a question for you. Are you going to leave the Rougarou for the cane cutters?
Absolutely not. The Rougarou are 100% my baby.
That's your life. You chose that job. Yeah.
Absolutely. I have decided to take on the project of making Goldsby Field the mecca of summer collegiate baseball, and something that everyone wants to come try and see and be a part of. But not to say that I would turn down the opportunity to own other teams as well in the future.
Listen, I've always wanted to say this. I am calling you guys, and I'm touching base with you from an undisclosed location.
Well, I know where you're calling me from, and I would say the best way to describe it is it's a speakeasy. You're at a speakeasy in Miami, Florida.
I'd like to throw some specials at you, but they won't give me any money, so forget it.
Yeah, they have really good croquettes, and I hear their mashed potatoes are amazing. They're the best mashed potatoes in the city, everybody says.
I'm not sure that they're the best mashed potatoes. It's arguable.
It is arguable. I'll leave it like that.
Listen, I want to switch gears here. Maneri, South Carolina. What do you got?
So what's interesting is that I actually talked to Coach Maneri this week. I congratulated him on his job. I told him we missed him at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony because he was planning to come, and then obviously he took the job a week and a half ago, and his life's been turned upside down. And so he asked how the Hall of Fame went, and he plans on being there next year, when his life slows down a little bit. But he's living in South Carolina. His family is in Baton Rouge. His wife's not even there. She's not going to be moving there. She's going to be commuting, spending time in Baton Rouge. They're going to keep their home there. When he retires eventually, he'll live in Baton Rouge permanently. But she's going to be here with her grandkids and kind of go back and forth. And he said that was a good thing because, he's working till midnight, working from 7 a.m. to midnight every night. Look, He's excited because he said, look, when I took the job at LSU, I was working for a legend and Skip Bertman. And I'm working for someone who got what it took to be a baseball coach and be successful. And he's doing the same thing now, working for Ray Tanner. So from that perspective, I think Paul has what it takes to be successful. He's just unfortunately at a new era with NIL and transfer portal.
Ronnie, I'm going to have to step out for a second. I got a little emergency here. I'm going to leave you guys here, and I'll be back.
All right, brother.
All right, yeah, Ryan, jump back in. So we kind of kicked that all around. Don't forget tonight, ladies and gentlemen, there's a Rougarou home game, 7 o'clock against the Seguin River Monsters. First pitch, 7 o'clock. It's Win-Win Wednesday. Food, drink specials, great family entertainment, fun for the kids, the entire family. So come on out. Not home again until July 6th. So get on out to Goldsby Field tonight.
Yeah, basically about 10 days before the Rougarou play at home again. So your last chance to see them for a while. The first 24 games of the season comes to an end tonight. Unfortunately, the Rougarou did not win the first half of the Louisiana division. That title went to the Lake Charles Gumbo Gators. So congratulations to that squad, Mike Moore and Sam Moore and all the boys over there. Barry Manuel, the pitching coach, the first-year team, and they wound up winning the first half. And what that means is that the Gumbo Gators will host they'll have the home field advantage in the first round of the playoffs, and they'll be taking on either us or the Acadiana Cane Cutters in August. And they'll host games 2 and 3, and either us or Acadiana will host game 1. So it was big for them to win the first half. We're disappointed we didn't. We didn't play well down the stretch. We're going to be much improved, I feel like, in the second half. Once we get back from the 4th of July break, we've got a handful of new pitchers joining us. We've got a couple of new position players. So we're going to be constantly looking to better our team. But But that said, the second half starts tomorrow, Thursday. We'll be on the road at at Victoria for 2 and Seguin for 2 before a 5-day break for the All-Star break. But tonight is the best pitcher in the league, or the best pitcher for the Rougarou is going to be on the bump tonight. Every game matters, because if there is a situation where Lake Charles, Tommy, wins the second half, then the team with the best overall record on the season would be in the playoffs taking on Lake Charles. And so, even though this game doesn't matter for the second half standings, it does matter for the overall record. And who knows if that comes into play or not, because if Lake Charles wins the second half, then it goes down to us and Acadiana on who has the best overall record. And so that's why tonight's game matters. But also, you're going to see something tonight you've never seen before. I don't want to tell you what it is. We'll talk about it on Sports Shorts Radio on Saturday. But you'll get it, Tommy, as a baseball guy. We're going to I'm calling it the Great Experiment. Tune in, come to the ballpark tonight. I promise you've never seen a team do what we are going to do tonight, and it'll be something that you're going to talk about after tonight's game. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's a little teaser, but it's well worth it. You're going to love it, Tommy. I can't wait to see what.
And I don't know what it is. Okay,
right.
For disclosure, everybody. Ronnie, putting this on me right now. I don't know, so don't ask me when you see me at lunch today. You come out to Pete Colby Field. You tune in at TexasCollegiateLeague.com. So I'm looking forward to that. And plus, Fabian Hernandez, who was the pitcher of the week 2 weeks ago in the league, who threw the greatest game in the summer in any college league, even major league, minor league, a couple of weeks ago in Baton Rouge, when he threw a 9-inning shutout with 75 pitches, 64 for strikes. He scattered a few hits, got some double plays, picked some guys off, faced a minimum 27 batters. He only went to ball 2 once that night. One time. Did the ump say ball 2? So I'm looking forward to watching him throw tonight. Jeff Palermo and I will be on the call. But we want you at Pete Goolsby Field. Gates open at 6 o'clock. Get on out there.
Yeah, gates open at 6. First pitch 7:05, and if the Rougarou win the game, you win. We'll give you a free ticket to a future game on the way out the ballpark. TK, I am at the Baton Rouge Regional Airport, getting ready to get on a flight. I'm headed to Omaha, Nebraska, because Omaha, yes, they just did put to bed the national championship on Monday in college baseball, but now starting on Thursday will be a National High School Baseball Championship Series presented by Stringer, and it'll be 12 different states represented. Those states will bring 12 of the best teams in the country, and it's not a high school, meaning it's not Barb or Catholic or whatever. It's an all-star team of players from that state all represented. You can't have more than 4 players from one given high school, and it's some of the best players. Tommy White played in this tournament last year. There were 2 first-round picks in this tournament. So it is a ton of future college and pro stars that play in this event going back to 2019. They didn't play in 2020 and 21 because of COVID, but they brought it back in 22, 23. And now this year it's in Omaha at Charles Schwab Stadium, where the College World Series was played. You can watch all the games on ESPN Plus on Thursday and Friday. Saturday and Sunday, you can watch them on Plus as well. One of the semifinal games, the nighttime game on Saturday, and this finals on Sunday will be on ESPNU. Myself, Len Rollins, Todd Walker, all working these games. So I'm up there as the executive producer of this and going to be broadcasting the games as well. And so looking forward to that. I'll be back on Monday. I'll have to call in on Saturday. I'll be on Sports Shorts Radio with Tommy and Hunter and the gang via phone. So looking forward to that.
All right, Ronnie, appreciate all that. And we'll see everybody at the ballpark tonight. And I'll tell folks about Tremonti's Meat Seafood while you head on out of here. Again, lunch special today, $6.99 burger and fries. You can eat it here. You can get it to go. Call in your order, 225-751-7665, or stop by Tremonti's Meat Seafood. Brisket is the special for lunch tomorrow. On behalf of Louis Garcia and Ronnie Rance, I'm Tommy Price saying please like and share this show. That helps everybody out. Have a great day, everyone.